Welcome to the fifth board meeting. We'll cover November 2023. November has been probably one of the least productive months of the year. But the funny thing is that this review is probably going to be the longest one. I got busy and got sick. I'm still sick. You can probably hear it. I'm not sure what it is or where I caught it, but my best guess is that it's probably sugar-free COVID that I got from sniping the God Gamer in heaven. Anyway, if we go back to what was planned, I only did one task on the list, but I did other things, so let's forget about this. A major milestone is the validation of YouTube React database by Google. It finally happened. After a month, the website is finally production ready. No more warning screen, no more maximum amount of users, but it didn't come for free. I know I told myself I was going to make these reviews short, but in case I need to go through this hell a second time, I want to be able to recall what happened. To be able to start the validation process, you need a production-ready website with a privacy policy and terms and conditions. You also need to make an unlisted YouTube video showing the consent screen and how the app uses the data. So the 2nd of October 2023, I clicked on the button to publish the app. October 12, I received an email to begin the verification process, but only saw it a few days later and answered it on October 18. The 2nd of November, I received an email containing a list of things to fix. The first point was about the homepage. To be honest, I wasn't sure what they wanted, so I just updated the description of the project in the homepage. The second point was about complying with the limited use policy. To test compliance, they asked to add a disclosure. They also give an example, so I copy-pasted the example in the privacy policy. The last point was about the validation of the app functionality. To be validated, Google needs to understand your app, what it does, and how it uses Google's data. So they ask for screenshots or a video. I already made a video, but my bad. It was missing a few elements like showing the full URL or setting the language to English. So I made a 6-minute video showing pretty much everything. I even showed how to find the data on YouTube because remember, I'm using the most restrictive scope possible and only collecting public information you can find on YouTube. I am not collecting any sensitive information and I should really not have to go through this validation process. So I really try to emphasize this point so they can understand that this validation is pointless. I even went as far as showing the content of the database. I also modified the about section and added a YouTube React database explained to a 5-year-old. After all that, the 7th of November, I sent a very detailed email with the link to the video and more. I will try to be as detailed as possible. The next day, I received an email containing a new issue. Google requires any buttons used to launch one of its services to respect its branding. Well, fair enough. My button was red and doesn't look like one you would find on any other website whenever you log in with Google. So I clicked the link they gave me, but it was broken. But after a bit of research, I found this Google button generator and copy-pasted the code, and voila, we have a new button. So I replied the 8th with the screenshot. The next day, new problem. We have reviewed your home page. Detailed information is not directly visible to users. Users need to go to the About section. Well, no fucking shit. And people are not completely brain dead and they can click on the About button to know more about the project. So, yeah. Google requires you to clearly explain what your app does to your user data and thoroughly describe your app in the home page. The home page is the important part. Because Google think that you are too stupid to click on one link. However, I added some text and replied the 14th. The next day, I received an answer and oh boy, it scared me. It said, Your project doesn't accurately reflect its branding and identity to users. But most importantly, it said there's a problem with your project's app name. This violates Google blah 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 policy. I was like, oh no, don't tell me. I have to change my name, domain name, email address, every references to it, even the extension. Not gonna lie, I was ready to give up on this. I told myself, okay, relax. I read the article they linked, and surprise, I mean, I'm not violating a single point of it. But I remember reading a different article about the branding policy when modifying the sign in with Google button, saying something like not being able to have a Google brand name in your app's name. So I thought it was GG. I'm using YT in the name. They're not going to allow that. It's Jover. I was also like, what the fuck does the first point mean? Your project doesn't accurately reflect its branding and identity? How does my project not do that? I mean, I'm using the same name everywhere. In the URL, the name on the website, on my email address too. So to dissipate my confusion, I asked them 13 questions.
Please clarify.
They only answered one of them, but what they really did was telling me how to get away with it. So I only needed to change the name of the app in the Google console. 2-minute fix. Nothing else, man. I was saved. And that was it. The 17th of November, after 46 days, YouTube React database was validated. So I've summarized the lessons learned on this slide, but I'm too lazy to read them, so. Okay, next. As planned, I remade the video about the LeetCode problem 503, next greater element. It took me more time than I expected because it wasn't as complete as I thought, and I tried to make it better, find better transitions. Wasn't able to find better transition, but whatever. It also reminded me that making good LeetCode tutorials is hard and boring, really. It takes a lot of time. It's not easy and it's not really fun. Like, I have old slides for all the LeetCode problem. For example, I have like 155 slides for the Manaker's algorithm. But, I mean, this algo is so useless. Like, I don't know how this could be useful. That yeah, I'm not even sure I will like spend the time to make the video. Like, I'll probably spend days making these slides, but I don't care. I'm probably not going to make this video. Okay, let's talk small numbers. So I only published one video on the main channel. Got 23 new subs, 3,000 views, and 164 watch time hours. And for Computer Breakdown, there's like one more of us, so welcome. You know, I will work hard to make these numbers much bigger in the next few months, believe. I've also started working on what I want to be my killer video, the one that will get me monetized. You know, I've been looking at a lot of like YouTubers and the way they kind of break out into the world is like they make just one good video. You only need one good video. So I will try to make that one good video. And it's actually going to be the introduction for a series of videos about strings algorithm. I won't talk about like characters and how they are printed on the screen, things like Unicode and UTF and this type of things. I've only made some research for now, but there's a lot of to cover and it's really interesting. So, you know, I'm enjoying making this video. And the research brought me to start learning Masum, which is like Microsoft x64 assembly. So I spent some time learning Masum in November. But let me explain the vision. The plan is to make this killer intro video about like characters and strings and other things. Then make at least 2 videos about string search algorithm. Then I want to build an extension to help me learn Korean. The whole point of these videos is to help me learn more about string algorithms so I can build this extension. But like string manipulation, pattern matching and stuff is really one of my weakest points in software engineering. So yeah, I need to spend some time learning. And well, a few months ago, I was struggling to know what I truly want from YouTube. But now, I want my YouTube videos to be like an excuse for like learning new things I want to learn. Like if I want to spend 3 months learning something, I can always say that it's for a YouTube video. I can, use it as a coping mechanism and tell myself that it's actually an investment that has the potential to make me money. It's not a complete waste of my time. Okay, then I want to learn how to build programming languages, and I found this very promising book called Crafting Interpreters, which covers things like parsing, grammar, syntax tree, and all these things in a very practical way. So it's like you actually learn how to use this concept. It's not just theory. So yeah, I think after all this, I will have filled a bunch of holes in my skill sets. And then I want to spend some time learning about graphics. The funny thing is I started programming 16. Oh my god. I'm getting on 16 years ago, really? Shit, man. Because I wanted to make a 3D video game. But because I was very young, didn't speak a single word of English, and I didn't even know about negative numbers. I gave up. I mean, have you seen the math? And I learned C++, and holy. So yeah, I gave up and never really tried again. But the research I made recently motivated me to try again. So yeah, I think I will try to learn about graphics. Probably going to learn OpenGL too, and try to make a very simple minigame. And I also see an opportunity that nobody else seems to see to build like a gaming platform pretty easily. I mean, easy in gaining users. So learning about graphics could become handy, If I can make a small game, if I have ideas about, when I say graphics, I also mean games and stuff. So yeah, whatever. Boom boom. Now what? Okay. Enough of all that. Let's talk about what I need to focus on in the next month. But next month is December with Christmas, family gatherings, the New Year. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So we'll see. But now that YouTube React database has been validated, it's time to share it with the world. I'm probably going to take 1 day or 2 to finish fixing the extension and republish it. As soon as this will be done, I will upload the 2 videos I made in October and then start writing emails and DMs to YouTubers to start filling the database. It would be nice to finish YouTube loops and maybe make a video about it. Then, of course, I'm going to work on my killer video. And because I'm starting to work on string algorithms, I want to be able to start reading Crafting Interpreter. But before I need to finish the book I'm currently reading, Rust in Action. But it should be quick. I should be able to finish it in like 1 or 2 days. And I also want to rebuild the habit of reading every day. I used to read 1 hour a day, every day, but I stopped when I decided to go all in on YouTube React database to finish it faster. Which is funny to say because it took me so much time, holy. I'm still not done with it, holy. I really need to step up my game and I need to do more, achieve more, get things done quicker. Anyway, here's the Korean words of the month. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to be able to watch the GTA 6 trailer right now. Yeah, I got it. I got it on my hard drive. So if you want to watch it now, just subscribe. I will send it to you. Now, I'm just kidding. This is a joke, by the way, but subscribe anyway. And by the way, I am a top zero point 0.5 Mozart enjoyer. You know, I'm that sophisticated man, really. I'm in the Wolfgang. Okay, shut the fuck up. Holy.